Hey everyone, today we're going to break down Lockland Local School's brand new literacy plan. It's all about one big goal, making sure every single student becomes a strong, confident reader. It's a huge vision, and it all starts by asking a really important question.
And this is it. This is the question that drives the whole thing. It's what every parent, every teacher, every one of us in the community is thinking about. This is the why behind every single strategy we're about to dig into.
Okay, so to really get that why, you first have to see the challenge they're up against. Just look at this data on kindergarten readiness. When kids start school in Lockland, only about 22% are on track with their literacy skills. Now, compare that to the state average. It's less than half. This isn't just a starting line. It's a real deficit from day one. And that's the core problem this plan is designed to tackle, head on.
So, with a challenge that big, where do you even begin? Well, the answer is simple. You follow the data. The first move wasn't just to throw solutions at the wall and see what sticks. Nope. It was to dig deep and really understand what our students actually need.
And we're not talking about a quick glance here. This whole plan is built on a really solid foundation of data. They've pulled information from every single step of a student's journey. From the first day of kindergarten all the way to those big high school exams. This is how you make sure the solutions are hitting the mark, addressing the real root causes instead of just patching up the symptoms.
But here's the cool thing. The data isn't all bad news. It also shines a light on what's already working. Check out this number, 61.5% proficiency in third grade reading. That is a massive success story. It jumped up from just 15% the year before. It's some serious proof that when you focus the right research-backed strategies on our youngest kids, you can get incredible results.
But that success in third grade also tells another part of the story. When you look closer at the data, you see that this amazing progress starts to dip as kids get into the upper grades. So, what does that tell us? It tells us that a quick fix in the early years isn't enough. What we really need is a solid K-12 strategy that keeps that momentum going all the way to graduation.
So, how do you build that kind of long-term support system? Well, the district has a really clear blueprint for it. And the goal is pretty simple, actually. Get the right support to the right student at exactly the right time.
Now, the official name for this framework is a multi-tiered system of supports, or MTSS. I know, it sounds a little bit like educational jargon, but the idea behind it is super straightforward. Think of it as a proactive safety net designed to catch students before they fall too far behind, using different layers of support that are perfectly tailored to what they need as an individual.
So here's how it breaks down. Everybody, and I mean every single student, starts at Tier 1. That's just high-quality instruction for everyone in the regular classroom. Then, the data helps spot the students who might need a little extra boost. They move to Tier 2, which means more targeted, small group work. And for the few kids who are still really struggling, there's Tier 3, which is intensive, one-on-one help. See, it's a system that ramps up the support, and it's all guided by what the data says each student needs.
All right, so that's the big picture, the framework. But what does this actually look like day-to-day in the classroom? Let's dive into the specific, evidence-backed strategies they're putting into action to build that strong foundation for every single reader.
It all kicks off right here with what's known as the science of reading. The plan puts a huge emphasis on those foundational skills, things like phonics, decoding, and understanding the sounds in words. This isn't about having kids guess words from pictures. No way. This is about systematic, direct instruction that literally teaches kids how to crack the code of our written language.
Okay, next up, the plan goes right after that vocabulary gap the data pointed to. Because let's be real, reading isn't just about sounding out the words. You have to know what they mean. So by weaving direct vocabulary instruction into all subjects, not just English class, the plan works to build that deep background knowledge students need to really understand what they're reading.
And you can't talk about reading without talking about writing. They're two sides of the very same coin. You just can't be a great reader if you're not also a confident writer. The plan totally gets this, and that's why there's a huge investment in new writing strategies to make sure every student can master everything from building a solid sentence to crafting a really powerful argument.
Look, this is obviously a massive undertaking, and it's not something the schools can pull off all by themselves. This plan is designed to be much bigger than that. It's a full-on, community-wide effort. It really is a partnership for all readers. For this to work, it really does take everyone. It starts with our amazing teachers, who are getting continuous coaching to really master these new strategies. But it also extends to families, who are being brought in as essential partners,
with resources and support to keep the learning going at home. And it even reaches out to the whole community, inviting people to volunteer, to tutor, to show every single student that reading is something our whole town values.
So when you put all those pieces together, you've got the data, the framework, the classroom strategies, and these community partnerships. What you get is a really clear path forward. It's a vision for what is absolutely possible for every reader in Lockland.
You know, this mission statement from the plan really says it all. It's so clear, it's powerful, and it's totally grounded in proven scientific methods. This is the promise that the district is making to its students and to the entire community.
If you boil it all down, it really comes to these three things. The plan is data-driven, which means every single decision is backed by real evidence. It's student-centered, so support is always tailored to what each kid needs. And at the end of the day, it's a plan for every reader, a complete commitment from kindergarten all the way to graduation day.
And that brings us right back to where we were a minute ago, that idea of partnership. Because a plan, it's just words on a page until a community brings it to life. So that leaves all of us with one last, really important question to think about. What role will you play?